Good morning. I'm Eric Blank, and this is the Commissioners' Weekly Meeting for August 28, 2024. Commissioner Plan, any preliminary remarks? Are you ready to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I would vote to approve the consent agenda.
Commissioner Gellman?
Good morning. I would also vote to approve the consent agenda.
As would I. Let's jump to proceeding number 24A-0075 CP-TA. Summit Express, Mr. Gramlich, Mr. Foreman.
Yes, good morning. I'm Gary Gramlich of the Transportation Staff. This is a motion is filed by Summit Express to extend the temporary authority and request a waiver of response time. It was submitted on August 23rd. Regarding the temporary authority, this application was filed on February 12th of this year, and the authority requested was scheduled service in Summit County and call on demand shuttle service in Summit County into and from Eagle County. The temporary authority was granted at the weekly meeting of February 28th. The decision was issued on March the 1st. And they granted the temporary authority for a period of 180 days. And why this is on today's agenda, that 180 day period, it does expire today. Summit Express also filed an amended motion on the 26th in regards to the wording of the authority it had in the original motion. It just corrected an error that it said it had noticed. They're requesting in this that only the call on demand shuttle service that was granted by the decision be extended, and they're requesting that be extended until a final administrative decision is issued in its application for permanent authority. Summit Express also filed a permanent authority application on August 26th of this week for the call on demand service that was granted by the temporary authority. The permanent application should be noticed, I believe, on September 3rd, and of course has to go, the notice period is 30 days, so it will be a significant period of time before the permanent can be granted. Just a little background, Summit Express has provided interstate service from points in Summit County to DIA for, I believe, 14 years, and has been registered as a luxury limousine carrier with the commission since 2013. So that's most of the background, I believe. And as you stated, Mr. Foreman is here today to answer any questions regarding the motion itself, and also, I believe, to provide the recommendation.
Mr. Foreman.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wyatt Foreman of your Commission Council. Council recommends granting the requested extension in part. While it is troubling that the carrier delayed in filing both this motion and its application for permanent authority, council sees no compelling legal or policy reason here to deny the extension. There has been no opposition to either the initial application or this motion, and the letters of support provided in the initial application indicate there is a need for transportation services in the requested service area. Council therefore believes good cause exists to grant the extension of temporary authority in part for the lesser of 180 days or until a final administrative decision is rendered in Summit Express's now pending permanent application proceeding, and to grant the waiver of response time. I'll pause here for your vote.
Commissioner Plant, questions or a vote?
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman?
I also agree.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision, granting the motion and waiving response time. So thanks to the both of you. Proceeding number 24A-0286R, BNSF Railway Company, Mr. Farrell and Dr. Fishabler. And first, I'll just say, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the process, Mr. Farrell.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Alan Farrell with the Rail Transit Safety Section and the new Rail Transit Safety Section Chief, and delighted to be here today to present on proceeding number 24A-0286R, which I can now address.
Please.
In this proceeding, BNSF submitted an application, an amended application, to remove track and active warning equipment from the crossing of Linden Avenue in Trinidad to close the crossing. The track is not used by BNSF, and there are no current plans to use the track in the near future. Removal of the track from this street will prevent accidents and promote public safety. Closing this crossing will not create any issues for the traveling public because there will be no rerouting of traffic given that the roadway will remain open. And there were no interventions in the application. And unless you have questions, I have a recommendation.
Please proceed.
Staff recommends the Commission deem the application as amended complete, grant the application, and require BNSF to inform the Commission when the crossing is closed and provide updated USDOT inventory forms showing the crossing is closed by December 31st, 2024.
Commissioner Plant.
First of all, welcome, Mr. Farrell. I have a whole list of questions here.
Commissioner Plant has a history of hazing people, so
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman.
Good morning. Yes, I also agree with the recommendation and would join in welcoming you to your first weekly meeting. Good to have you on board.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Likewise, and I also agree. And again, that can be an ABC decision, deeming the application complete and granting it as amended, consistent with your recommendation. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Proceeding number 24A -0303, Atmos Energy Corporation, approval of its 2025-26 gas demand management plan. Ms. Shula.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jessie Shula with your advisory staff. On July 8th, Atmos Energy Corporation filed an application for approval of its 2025-26 gas demand side management plan. The plan proposes 6 program interventions: air sealing and insulation, residential gas efficiency, income qualified gas efficiency, energy efficiency kits, home energy reports, and commercial and industrial gas efficiency. Its estimated budget is about $4 million, and it estimates about 128,700 decatherms of savings. This allocates about 80% of the budget to customer incentives, and the remaining 20% is allocated to administrative, promotional, and reporting costs. The application auto-deemed complete yesterday on August 27th, 2024. Energy Outreach Colorado has filed a motion to intervene, and trial staff filed a notice of intervention of right and has requested an evidentiary hearing in this proceeding. There is one decision for the Commission at this time, which is how the Commission would like to hear the proceeding. And I can provide a recommendation or turn it to you for discussion.
Yeah, if you could give us your recommendation, that'd be great.
Advisors recommend referring the matter to an ALJ by minute entry.
Commissioner Plant.
Thank you. I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman.
Thanks, Ms. Chula. I also agree with your recommendation. And just to mention, I think their clean heat plan is before an ALJ right now as well. And as you're probably aware, in the public service company clean heat plan, we decided to combine future DSMSI filing and clean heat plan. And so being that both of these have gone to ALJs, it won't be with us any longer. But I think continuing to whoever's hearing it, continue to analyze going forward what the best strategy to hear these, somewhat quite related cases, maybe more looking at the SI plan coming, but just ideally if that strategy is part of what's considered here, that would be very helpful, in my opinion, to the commission to make this efficient and streamlined for the future, as we're trying to do with the cases we hear as well. So with that, commentary, I agree with your recommendation.
Well, let me ask you a question, Commissioner Gilman. Should we just put that in an ABC referral order? That seems like a useful thing to do. I strongly support it. So why don't we just put it in a referral order? And I see
and I think it's just
Shula
a flag for them to like analyze and consider how they think these things should be heard, and with both of them ongoing right now in the future, if there are any recommendations.
And we can do the ABC order soft. Ms. Shula, I don't mean to ruin the rest of your week or drafting an order.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. What does that mean if we put it in a referral order? Would that combine the two, or what is
No, not necessarily, but it would just instead of referring it by minute entry, there'd be an order asking the ALJ, and maybe it would go to the same ALJ or not, but it would be asking the ALJs to consider the two cases, consistent with how we treated it with public service company, and realize it's an integrated set of activities and try and look at the whole, not just what's in front of them. So I don't know, Commissioner Gilman, would you say that any different? And then I'll turn it back to you, Ms. Shula.
I mean, I want to respect that the clean heat plan is already going, and this is like an outcome, of the public service clean heat plan. So I'll probably be a little lighter in that they should consider kind of the future of how these proceedings all combine and work to a similar end. And ideally, if the parties or the ALJ come out with some recommendations for how to proceed kind of with the cadence and integration of those proceedings going forward, not necessarily with the ones going on right now. That seems like me the light way to tread this, to make sure we're building the strategy, but I don't intend for it to interfere with like the ongoing things that are going on right now. It's just, I would hope they would give some thought to the strategy going forward.
All right. I like that. Ms. Shula, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just want to flag that the Atmos clean heat plan is currently under settlement agreement, has not been decided, but it's on the record in that proceeding that the settlement agreement is proposing to combine the DSMSI and clean heat plan moving forward. So just wanted to raise that for your awareness, but appreciate this conversation you all had, and good to move this to an ABC order.
And we'd give you considerable flexibility to draft an appropriate, suggestive and light-handed ABC order. Ms. Shula is the way I'd say it. Any further comments on this one, Commissioner Plank, Commissioner Gilman? Thank you, Ms. Shula. And again, that'd be an ABC order. Proceeding number 20. Thank you. Proceeding number 24L-0351G. Atmos Energy percentage of income payment plan. Dr. Depew, Ms. Credis.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Rhonda Christ from your Energy section. I'm here to discuss proceeding number 24L-351G, which is an application filed by Atmos Energy on August 20th, 2024, to revise the surcharge of the company's percentage of income payment program, or PIP tariff, to adjust for its current over-collected deferred account balance, effective September 1st, 2024. Under PIP programs, gas utilities provide income-eligible participants with discounts that help prevent their bills from exceeding an affordable percentage of their household income. The PIP is funded through a flat monthly charge spread among all customers. Throughout the prior collection periods, Atmos Energy has collected a greater amount through the PIP charges than required to cover PIP expenditures. Considering this, Atmos Energy is requesting to lower the PIP collection rate. In its application, the company submitted that lowering the rate at this time will reduce the risk that Atmos Energy may trigger the provisions of Rule 3312 G2DI1 to implement an automatic rate reduction at the end of the program year. With current PIP rates, the company forecasts that on October 31st, 2024, the net difference of program cost recovery over program cost and administrative cost will be 47%, which is very close to the 50% threshold in the rule. By reducing the rates as proposed effective September 1st, 2024, the company anticipates that the net difference effective October 31st, 2024 will be reduced to 41%. Going forward, by keeping the rates at the lower level proposed within this application, the company anticipates that ratio will continue to decline over time, bringing program revenues and expenditures gradually closer. The company filed an amendment yesterday stating that the current rate, the company expected the program year 2024 revenue to be approximately $2 million, which will result in the deferred account balance to be overcollected by approximately $950,000. The company has projected the program year 2025 revenue to be approximately $1.5 million. Atmos is requesting to modify the surcharge from $1 to 37 cents for residential customers and modifies the commercial and irrigation surcharge as well. Staff is available to provide a recommendation or allow the commission time for discussions.
If you could give us a recommendation, Ms. Kreitz, that'd be great. Nice to see a rate reduction.
Yes. Staff has reviewed the application filed and information contained therein and believes that the application is complete in compliance with Commission Rules 4002 and 4109B2. Staff also considers that the level of reduction proposed reasonably balances the objectives of bringing program revenues and expenditures gradually closer, ensuring the utility maintains sufficient resources to fund the program, and maintaining reasonable stability for its statutory rate element. Hence, within the rules applicable for less than statutory notice applications, staff recommends that the proposed reduction in PIP's charges be granted.
Commissioner Plant.
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman.
I also agree with the recommendation, perhaps with a little commentary. We are in the lead up to the heating season. So I certainly hope this is kind of a sustained level at which they can fund the program. But in the lead up to the heating season, I'm a bit weary. So I certainly hope that's how it turns out. So I guess I'm certainly supportive of seeing this go down if it doesn't appear that the demand substantiates it right now. But somewhat concerned if that demand ticks back up when we start to see leave applications come in and start to see the winter season. So I guess my kind of caveat or understanding of the issue is that I would certainly expect that the utility would not like run a waiting list or something if they're running out of money, but rather come in to revise this. Again, I don't want to see this, ending up kind of harming lower income consumers. And it seems as though they seem to have a good idea on what their expenditures will be going forward, but that would be a really unfortunate outcome if somehow it became oversubscribed rather quickly. So I think that's really just the main point, is I would certainly hope that they would take quick action to avoid that circumstance if they do start to see demand for the program outpace the funding that they have available at the new lower level.
Would you like to put a few sentences in the order along those lines, Commissioner Goman?
Would that work for you, Dr. DePue?
Yeah, I can consult Council Erin McLaughlin, and I think if she is available, she can address that right now.
Yes, we can certainly include some language along those lines if commissioners agree. I think that would be appropriate. Thank you.
We'll take a vote in a second. Commissioner Plant, are you all right with adding in a few sentences outlining the concern?
Yeah, absolutely.
As am I. Anything else, Commissioner Goman, on this one?
No, I mean, otherwise, I hate to snatch the success away. Like, it is great to see a reduction, but I would point out it's a rather dramatic reduction and right in the lead up to the heating season. So I approach it with a bit of caution, hoping it works out as well as they anticipate.
I think it's a great point. You know, I mean, we're trying to find like this balance of not collecting too much, but having enough going into a heating system when, as we've seen in the past, almost anything can happen with gas prices in the middle of a heating season. And it's, so yeah, I think that your language to sort of put some guardrails and make sure that we don't put people on a wait list when, if that, sort of situation happens is a good way to go, and, smart approach.
I think we also have some protections elsewhere now built into the GCA, so it limits how high it can go. And there's now a reserve fund built into the GCA. So I just say it's not only protections on the PIP, but there's protections inherent in the GCA now that could help us. Anything else, Commissioner Goman?
No, that's it. Appreciate your support on just making that point. So hopefully this plays out as well as expected.
And just for clarity, I also agree. So I think Ms. Kreitz, Dr. DePue, it can be an ABC decision deeming the application complete, granting it, requiring a compliance filing, and expressing the concern outlined by the caution outlined by Commissioner Goman. Anything else on this one? All right. Thank you, guys. With that, I think that concludes our agenda. Commissioner Plant, any final thoughts other than hope everyone has a great weekend before we adjourn?
Yeah. Hope you have a great holiday weekend, and we'll, I guess we've got our rate case starting next week. So we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
In person and remotely. Commissioner Goman, final thoughts?
Look forward to it. Hope everyone enjoys their day.
With that, we're adjourned. Have a happy holiday weekend, everybody. Bye now.